Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Jeanette Biro here. I'm a medium and a channeler, and welcome to your weekday daily card reading where we dive into the cards, see what's in store with a message from Spirit. This week I am using, I'm going to finish out this week with the Light Seers Tarot. Oh, and wow, what an amazing week this has been. Powerful insights, information, light codes, the Schumann resonance doing its thing, solstice, you name it. This has been a powerful week of energy. So I'm curious how you're all feeling. And I'm really curious what the messages are as we step into the weekend here. To me, personally, it's feeling really positive and what is the word? I don't even know what the word would like. Things are about ready to pop, but in a really good way. I see like this bubbling and popping, and every time something pops, it's this like sparkle of light or magic, like that kind of thing. Like the magic is popping. That's a good way to explain it. So let's see what magic Spirit has in store for us this weekend. Let me see here. I'm going to give this one more good shuffle. Now, for those of you that are new to my channel, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate each and every one of you. It's lovely to have this community building here, and your kindness just makes such a big difference. So I want to thank you for that. Okay, we have one card that really wanted to come out, so I pulled that out for our theme. Ooh, interesting. Spirit is showing me a peacock right now in my mind. And a peacock can be symbolic of initiation, transformation, awakening, consciousness, third eye capacity, so like clairvoyance, things coming to light, being able to see beyond the veil, to essentially, like if you think of a peacock's tail, when it closes, you don't realize everything that's in there, but when it opens and fans, you get to see so much more that was once hidden, although there. So it's that kind of idea of like stepping through a veil. And if I bring that back to how they were showing these like bubbles of magic popping, so when you would just see the bubble, but then it would pop and this like golden light would come out, that would be like the peacock tail, right? Like it's in the bubble, but not until it pops do you see the magic that's in there. So I find that interesting considering what the cards are. So the first one that really wanted to come out, I'm going to consider this like a jumper. This is the Temperance card, and the Temperance to me, it has a couple different meanings, but what's really standing out to me right now is divine timing. Spirit is saying there are many specified divine timings at play right now. Very interesting. So this means for many of you, there are divine synchronistic alignments at play right now. Many of you may see those come to fruition. And I'm going to talk about that shortly. The other thing that this card can also mean sometimes is like a balance of light and dark, a balance of two environments. It can even represent you being able to walk in the realm of spirit as well in the realm of humanity. And you see that by this kind of angelic being holding the sun and the moon, right? This balance, being able to carry both, being able to be in an energy of movement, but also be emotionally contemplative. Right? So it can be being able to do two things at once. So that might resonate for some of you, but what I'm really getting is this divine timing that like lots of things had to align. The sun and the moon had to come together in equal harmony to provide this alignment for you. Now, the reason why I'm focusing specifically on alignment here is it's like it's taken a long time to get to this place for you. And that's why it's like now you're finally seeing the peacock fan because you're at the right place, the right angle at the right time to catch the fan opening. And what's beautiful is it's divinely supported 100% by the cards because this divine timing. Sorry, one sec. Spirit is like, we're so excited to bring this through right now. We're so happy, thrilled, giddy. And again, that popping bubble imagery. So first card we have is the Hanged Man in reverse. So normally this card, when we see it this way, it means, it can mean you're seeing something from another perspective. But in this reading today, I'm seeing it as like, if it came out in this way, it would be that you are still hung up. You're still in a state of stasis. of stall, of you can't move because you're hung upside down, right? All you can do is wait on the will of heaven, or divine timing. Now, the cool thing is this showed up this way. So when we have a divine timing card with the hangman in reverse, it means you've been set free from that energy of stasis. You're not stuck anymore. You've been released. And that's echoed by the Six of Wands card. And the Six of Wands is about victory. And this isn't the kind of victory that is like at the end of an entire journey, because the victory at the end of an entire journey is represented by the World card. But in the minor arcana, this one really symbolizes like you are making great strides. You have a lot to celebrate now. There's still more for you to keep doing, but in the highest alignment. Because in the World card, you have a wreath, and usually it's a woman inside the wreath. But this wreath is also still here on the Six of Wands. So it does symbolize a completion, a success, a victory, but it's a success and victory with real knowledge of what it's taken you to get here. It's a balance of numbers too. You have 3 and 3 equals 6. So there's this like balancing point again of these two parts, two things balancing, divine timing, all of this to align you to this point. Now, with this happening, you have the Page of Cups. And what I love about this Page of Cups particularly is the imagery is so beautiful, because the Page of Cups is an offering from either a person, but even sometimes the higher realms. And it's an offering that may totally surprise you, because like you see in the corner, there's this little pig with wings, and it really represents like when pigs fly, you know, that statement of like, yeah, when pigs fly. And this card represents something auspicious, something that you couldn't imagine would actually come to fruition, actually does come to fruition. An offer of sorts is given, and you couldn't have created it, although you desired it in some form. The way in which it was presented to you, you couldn't have even imagined, right? So this is such a beautiful thing. This is when we go back to the beginning of the reading, where I was like, I'm curious how Spirit is going to bring in this magic this weekend. It is through really interesting divine offerings. And those offerings are coming in because you have successfully achieved something in the sorts of freedom, release from something, completion of sorts, and the divine timing is here for you to receive the offering. So notice how the offering comes in. It can really surprise you. So it's most likely not an offering that you can figure out. And trust me, I've been here so many times where I'm like, okay, Spirit, I have a feeling of this, and I try to think of every scenario. And then when it actually does unfold, I'm like, oh, that was the one that I would have never even imagined or created. So beautiful universal surprises, but there's magic in the air. There's popping golden light energy in the air. And I think a lot of that has to do with the energy that we've kind of gathered and accumulated this week. And so it's interesting. Spirit's also bringing back the imagery from Monday, I think it was, of this like zeroing in or like pinpoint focus, that in those very pinpoints, you get to then pop the bubble and see the golden light come out. So again, divine alignments of things. I'm also seeing arrows being shot into those bubbles. So like target is in sight, all that kind of stuff. So I am so very curious what unfolds for all of you this weekend, and may you see it all occur in the highest light. Remember, your perspective makes a difference on the reality you live in. So even when challenging things happen, your perspective dictates what you do about it. And even with the good things, sometimes we miss the good things because we're not used to good things, and our perspective is that we don't deserve good things. So be curious what your thought pattern is this weekend. Notice the magic. If you see anything with like a peacock reference or a literal peacock this weekend, that is an absolutely amazing omen. And lastly, Spirit is still saying the energy from the Rainbow Council that I brought through on Wednesday, that rainbow energy is still very current through the weekend. So if you missed that, go back to Wednesday's solstice message, Wednesday Wisdom for You, and listen to that one, because if you happen to catch a rainbow this weekend as well, that energy is still ever present. So rainbows and peacocks are the symbolism for the divine alignments, divine offerings, and the beautiful completions in your journey so far. So happy weekend, everybody, and I will see you all on Monday. Have a good one.